Hey, Seth David here from the world famous Nerd Enterprises Incorporated, bringing to you tip number 7, keeping track of commission splits with other agents or brokers. So in the previous tip, I lied to you. I told you that I had already mentioned Notion. I was getting ahead of myself. Now I'm going to mention Notion. But first, assuming you took my advice to use QuickBooks Online for your accounting software, then it's going to be easy to track your splits in the financial part of it. Because QuickBooks Online will make it really easy. You basically set up anybody you've split commissions with as a vendor, and once you've earned your commission and you're sitting there recording all your payouts, you're just going to record the expense to them for their share of the commission, and you're going to tag it to the listing so that you can show very clearly, here's the gross commission I received, here's the commission split. We'll probably set that up as cost of goods sold. You'll understand what that means once you get into the course if you don't already. So bottom line, the accounting software is going to make it really easy to track those splits once they happen. The question that arises is, how do I keep track of the stuff before the listing closes? And so this is where I want to mention Notion. It's the perfect tool to keep track of all the accounting adjacent data around each of your listings. It's just a great note-taking app, but it's also got database capabilities, powerful database capabilities. So I could see, and I can show you how to do it, but I can see you creating a really nice database that shows each of your listings with a status, whether it's still open or closed or whatever. I mean, any information you could possibly want to track, all the stuff you'd put in the MLS, for example, we can also put in there so you can keep track of things and sort things and just keep your eye on things that are getting stale, what have you. So bottom line, I would highly recommend Notion as an amazing tool for all of that accounting adjacent data. And of course, that would include things like, once you get the listing and you've gotten, let's say, a referral so that you're going to pay a finder's fee, you can easily add that information, in Notion to keep track of it, so that then when this listing sells and it's time to sit down and figure out what you need to pay out and to whom and for what, you have all that information right there at your fingertips in Notion. It's bottom line, it's organized, categorized, and easily referenced, meaning when the time comes, you can quickly get there, get the information so you can update the accounting part of it very quickly, and then you can get done and move on to the next listing. And of course, if you're the bookkeeper or accountant who's serving the agent, then all the same stuff applies. Obviously, what you're going to be doing is taking what I just shared with you and advising your client to do everything I just said. Or offer it as an additional service and track that information for them. Great way to increase your fees, increase your average monthly revenue per client, and so on and so forth. So tip number 7, keep track of commission splits with other agents or brokers, finder's fees, all that kind of stuff. You can use the accounting software, of course, to record it once it happens. Use accounting adjacent for accounting adjacent information. Use Notion to keep track of all that for all the reasons I said. And once again, if you happen to be watching this before September 18th, 2023, check the description of this video for a link to get on my early bird waitlist so that you'll be the first to know as soon as I launch the agents module of the bigger course, which will now be called Bulletproof Bookkeeping with QuickBooks Online for real estate brokers and agents. And of course, if you haven't watched the other tips prior to this one, those will all be linked up in the description too, so you can go back and get all the way caught up. And then I'll see you very soon with tip number 8.